All right, we finally fixed the video. So now you can see the things that I'm showing you, which today is just one thing. So next time you can see more of the things that I'm showing you. But today what I wanted to do was I wanted to go through a list of the David Kibbe's Flamboyant Gamine knitting patterns that I put together. I put a Ravelry bundle together, but I have a huge caveat about that body typing method. So I'm going to get into that, but first I will show you what I'm working on, which are the Cozy Set Shorts by Sonata Picite? Nope, not even close. Bring it closer, Tracy. You're almost 40. Sonata Pilakite. This is, I think I could have been a teacher. And then I thought about roll call, and I said, I can't be the one. It's not me. So these are the shorts. I am knitting them in Knitting for Olive, Cotton Merino in the color Mint. So this is, I'm almost done. I have a few rows left, and then this top part gets folded over. And then there is a cord that is made, I think it's like an I-cord, like strap for the waist. So this is the second ball, so I should be able to finish it up. If not, I'll figure something else for the waistband strap. But it feels really cozy. I think they're definitely going to be big. I knew they were going to be big, but they're longer than I thought that they were going to be. So I didn't feel like putting these onto scrap yarn to try it on, so I'll just kind of finish it up and then I'll see. But they're just going to be like cozy shorts. It uses fingering weight, so it's just the one strand of the yarn on a 3mm needles, and it's very soft. I love knitting for Olive, so that's not a surprise. And then it has this like cute picot edging at the bottom, which hopefully will look cuter after blocking, but I'm pretty happy with it. The pattern was pretty good. There were a couple of places where I had to kind of like stare at the written pattern and read it out loud a couple of times. So I've never knit shorts before. And what you have to do when you're joining the two, because it's from bottom up, when you're joining the two leg holes together, you're joining them on one set of circular needles, and you're excluding some of these stitches in the middle, which are going to be kind of like that bottom. Obviously, you have to stitch that up, so it's a little bit tricky to see. But so these stitches here are like put on hold, and then you continue to make the body. But that wasn't explicit in the pattern. And so I was just so confused, and I was just thinking, like, when did these stitches get put back on? Because I don't see it, and I don't understand. But once I started constructing it, it made sense, because obviously it's not a diaper, they're shorts, so you need like a longer sort of area on the bottom. So then these will get sewn together. So that makes sense to me now. And then the top part, it uses a yarn over on either side to create like little holes where you will put the drawstring. But I don't know. I mean, I see them, but I don't know if I did it right. So maybe I should have looked up a YouTube video or something like that. But other than that, I mean, the pattern is fine. It's like not the most detailed, but it's certainly not the least detailed pattern that I've used before. And the shorts are looking really good, so hopefully it'll come out as a good fit. Anyway, Oh, and then my goal is to make the cozy set top. Um, to make a set, I don't have enough of the same color yarn to make a full set, but my plan is to knit the top in a pink color, and then I have this yarn that my mother-in-law gifted to me from Argentina, and it's a mint green and a rosy pink, which is exactly the colors that I'm using. So I was thinking of making a cardigan that's kind of split down the middle and is half green and half pink, so I can use the whole thing as as just like a house lounge set. So I'll let you know how that goes. And in the meantime, why don't we get into the main part of the video, which is I had mentioned in my past video that I have enjoyed using the David Kibbe body typing method before. And the reason that I like it is because the way it was described to me, so I've watched like a lot of YouTube videos on it. I hadn't read his original book that was made, that was written in the 80s, but the way that I understood this typing system was that it has nothing to do with your size in terms of like how fat or skinny you are, and it has more to do with like your skeletal structure and sort of like your features and things like that. And so I was interested in that because it felt a lot more inclusive than some of the other body typing systems. And for me personally, I think wear whatever you want, whatever brings you joy, whatever you like to wear, you should wear it. I personally like color analysis and typing systems because it helps me to filter out certain things. It helps me to find my style, and then when I'm shopping, it really helps me to narrow in on the things that I want to add to my wardrobe, because I can just sort of like automatically filter out any colors that aren't going to fit into like my color type, and I can filter out any sort of like fabrics or like shapes that don't fit my my body type. And so I like that, but I think everyone should be able to do what they want to do. So that said, I had bought David Kibbe's new book, and my understanding, again, just through YouTube, was that there was a genuine effort to create even more inclusivity, because the original book, since it was made in the 80s, it was using like examples of models and actors at the time, and everybody was white and skinny, and so it was like very narrow in terms of like the examples that were being used. And so that was a big criticism of the book. And so my understanding was this new book remedied that in an effort to create more, like have more diversity in terms of, you know, ethnicity and also body type. And so I bought this book like, I don't know, a couple months ago, and I just had it. It's a very pretty book. It's right over here. I just had it kind of like as a like table book. I don't want to hold it up for too long because I have things to say about it. But the other day I decided to crack it open and to just like for fun, I asked my friend if she wanted to be typed. And so we were looking through it, and it is, let's just say, if this is an improvement on the diversity from the original book, then woof, because that original book must be something else. So I'm going to give you a quick example. Okay, so here's a page that gives us an example of a certain body type. So as you can see, the diversity lies in the, I guess, different hair color of the white women. And this lovely lady right here is our plus size model. This is our plus size model. Okay? Okay? So that's not inclusive at all to me. So I cannot recommend this book. I will not recommend this book. I like the concept in theory. So essentially, as far as like your skeleton and your features go, to use myself for example, I have like very angular features, and I have like a very sort of like straight figure in terms of like my shoulder bones and my hip bones are more or less kind of like there's not much of a difference between that, so it's pretty straight down situation. My bones are long, so I have like very long arms, but I am petite. I'm 5'3", so I'm shorter. And so the idea would be that if you are angular, then you can wear sort of like thicker fabrics that kind of keep their shape a little bit more. You can also look for geometric patterns to sort of match the angularity that you have. And then the opposite would be if you have softer features, if you have rounder features, then you might want to go with a flowier fabric. You might want to go with patterns that are, you know, maybe like a little bit like more circular or watercolor, like a little bit softer looking. And then as far as like if you're tall, then you might want to wear clothes that that don't break your vertical line. So if we want to think of like dressing in monotone, like same or similar color shirt and pants. And then if you're shorter, you might want to break up the line. So for example, my sleeves, I folded them so they're not actually going up to the end of my wrist. Same thing like cropped pants. You can wear a belt to sort of break up the line in the middle. So the idea is just to kind of work in harmony with whatever your body's lines are. And in theory, the concept, which I believe, is that all bodies are beautiful. There's no like particular type that is superior to another type. And so it's just about actually like showcasing what makes you uniquely beautiful as opposed to trying to fit into a box that society expects us to fit into. So I like the concept. I hate that book is what it is. I haven't fully read it, so if there's something in there that is fully shocking and different than what I've seen when I looked through it the other day, I'll let you know, but I highly doubt it. That said, I did round up some patterns for my particular body type, which is kind of like like short, petite, angular type of style. And it's not the pattern creator's fault that that book has lied to us all. So I would love to showcase some of the patterns that I have put together. And I was somewhat organized this time because I did, like I said, create a Ravelry list, a bundle, which I will link below. So feel free to check out any of the patterns if you're interested. So the first pattern is the Zakuri cardigan. And this is by Noriko Ichikawa. I like this because it's sort of a street style jacket. It's not something that you would expect to see in a knit pattern. I've been very much into the rolled hem edges. I recently finished an Ozetta pattern that does that. So I'll be talking about that in a future video. So this pattern uses a worsted weight yarn. It is knit on 6 and 7 millimeter needles. It doesn't say the, oh wait, okay, so it has a bust circumference from 121 to 165.5 centimeters. And the sizes are numbered, so it goes from size 1 to size 9. And what would be the, there's definitely positive ease. Is there a recommended positive ease? Well, probably, but I'm not seeing it. But there's definitely a recommended positive ease somewhere in there. Oh, it says, please select the size that gives you the desired ease based on the finished measurements. So it's up to you. But the model seems to be wearing it with some amount of positive ease. So I would definitely like to knit that in the future. And the next is another cardigan called the Maris by Rie Vive. Rie Vive? I don't know, is this another Japanese creator? I don't know. So I don't know how to pronounce Rie Vive. But this uses a DK weight. It is knit on 5, 6, 3, and 2 US 5, 6, 3, and 2 needles. And it has, oh, okay, so I think it is a Japanese creator because it is available in English and in Japanese. So it is Rie Vive, maybe? Okay, from sizes 1 to 8, which is a chest circumference of 109 to 168.5 centimeters. And it's recommended to be worn with 20 to 35 centimeters of positive ease. So that's a decent amount of positive ease. What I like about this is, so I talked about the geometric patterns, and so it has the, what do you call this collar? This type of collar, and also the waffle stitch, again, is like those small geometric shapes, which can be flattering. The geometric kind of suits the angularity, and the smallness suits the, my height, so that way there isn't like a large pattern that feels very overwhelming. I noticed that the neckline is pretty open. I personally like a more closed neckline, and so I might play around with that when I get to it, but otherwise this just looks like a really nice cardigan. So the next one on the list is the Sea Point Sweater by Knits from Oslo, and this was in, I first found this pattern because it was recommended by Nestled in Knits, and she came out, Mathilde is her name, and I love her videos, and she came out with a video that was Cezanne inspired knits, and I was really big into Cezanne for a while, so this one is very similar to the Leontine jumper, which I had, but when I was getting more specific with my color pattern, the color that I had purchased was just a bit too dark, and wasn't something that I was loving wearing. So I love the idea that I can choose this pattern and use the colors that I want to. So what I like about this is it has like the small, like the thin stripes, and I love the tiny little buttons. I think they're so sweet. Yeah, so I would definitely like to knit this in the future. It is knit on a DK weight with a US size 6 and 2.5 needles. The sizes available are from XS to XXL, which is a bust circumference of 99 to 138 centimeters. And is there a recommended positive ease? There might be, but I'm not seeing it. 20 centimeters of positive ease. I so appreciate the people who type it out or write it out, and they're so ready for their videos, and they're so ready to present the information to you. And here I am, scrolling on Ravelry, on my phone, and we're gonna get the information that we get today. Moving on, the next pattern is a sweatshirt pattern, again by Rie Vive, and it is Supika. I haven't knit a Japanese pattern yet. I have been studying Japanese for about 10 years and stayed there for a while and stayed there in Japan for a while. So I'd love to, I think it'd be interesting to like check out a pattern in Japanese. I was told by one of my friends that Japanese patterns use charts, like whether or not it is, lace work or just stockinette stitch, there are charts that really sort of map out a lot of what you need to do. So I think that would be a really interesting way to knit. That's what I think. What I like about this pattern is it is very subtle in the visual interest. It's more or less like a very basic sweater, but then we have like the striping along the neck and then the horizontal stripes. I can't tell if I don't know if it's like an actual stripe or if it's like a little bit of a wave, but that is on the cuff and also on the waistband. And so I love that just small amount of contrast. And again, it's not super overwhelming for my personal style. And so I think it's just enough to keep the sweater pattern interesting while I'm knitting it, while also just adding a little bit of visual interest to the sweater. And this is knit in a worsted weight using US 7, 6, and 5 needles. It is available in sizes XS to 3XL, which is a finished bust measurement of 120 to 165 centimeters, available in English and Japanese. And the sample is knit in size S on a 5'3" model with 45 centimeters of positive ease at the bust. Looks good to me. That's we're gonna move right along because I got a few more. And oh, you know what? To be continued because I gotta go teach a class. Okay, bye. Hey, what's up? Welcome back, me. I'm in a new location, so I'm not used to this table being in front of me. Here we are. It's many hours later. There's been a costume change. It's pajamas. There's been a changing of the rooms or the location within the room. And I just made it to my class. So I hope it was worth it, past Tracy, because you had to run, and you had to run because some straight white man in the 80s told you that you had to wear stripes and you had to go off on a rant about that. So here we are, back in action. Let's get right back into the list, because that's why we're all here, right? Yes. The next item that I have on the list is the A-line tank by Mari Tobita. And what I like about this is it can serve as like a tunic, but you can also lengthen it a bit to be a dress, because it seems like it's already made to be fitted over the hips. So I think once you get to that point, you don't really have to worry about like doing the math for increasing. And I think it's very suited for my style, because we do have those geometric lines. And so there is some visual interest because we have like the triangle in the middle and then the vertical lines down the side. And it is knit up in a worsted weight with a US size 7 needle. There is only a small, medium, and large available, and the bust sizes are 33, 36, and 39. So it's pretty limited in terms of sizing. And the recommended ease is not something that I'm seeing here, but it looks like there is, I mean, if it's negative ease, it's very minimal, but possibly because of the, like the ribbing on the side, you could probably even, did I say negative ease? Positive ease? The amount of ease is in question, but I suppose that you could have some negative ease because of the ribbing, because it'll kind of like stretch out nicely. So that's an option. And the next one that I have is also a tunic style, and it's the Calum tunic by Whitney Hayward. And I don't usually go for a boat neck, but I was really drawn to both the sleeves and the fact that it has pockets. I like the sleeves. I like that it's kind of like a cap sleeve, but it's not fitted. It just like, again, has that little sort of, that diagonal line that is very geometric. And I like the idea of the pockets because it creates a little bit of visual interest without being too overwhelming. And who doesn't love pockets? Am I right? Am I right, ladies? It's knitted up in a DK weight yarn using US size 7 needle. The size availability is from 91.5 to 143 centimeters. And let's see, that's for the bust circumference, and then it has a hip circumference of 97 to 148.5 centimeters. So again, if you wanted to elongate this and turn it into a dress, I think that would be a really nice style too. And you probably don't have to do much math because it's already, the pattern is already written to fit over the hips. And it is meant to be worn with 1.5 to 10 centimeters of positive ease. The model in the pattern is wearing it with 2¼ inches of positive ease. They only gave us inches in that one, not centimeters. Yeah, so that's another option. I love a short dress. I've said this before. So that's something. I have a couple of dresses on my list right now, and I realize how overly ambitious that is because making those shorts, it's not taking a crazy long time, but obviously the yarn is much thinner, so it's taking a while. So, I really went for it in my spring knitting patterns, but we'll see what I end up doing. I have the yarn for it. It'll get done eventually. The next thing I have in my pattern library bundle, saved it, Tracy, is the Everyday Attitude by Suzanne Sommer. And what I like about this one is those small horizontal stripes. Again, because I'm a petite person, it's nice to have the horizontal stripes because they break up the vertical line. And so it looks a little bit more harmonious with my body because it creates the illusion of shortness, and I am short, so it makes sense. It is knit up in a light fingering weight on a US size 2½, and it has a chest circumference of 101 to 185 centimeters. It is, the sizes range from 1 to 9, and it's designed to be worn with an 18 to 30 centimeters of positive ease. And that's about it for this one. Yeah, I like the fabric that is shown in this pattern, which is Voxbow Lingarn. Probably nailed that. Don't need to look it up. It looks a little bit flowier. And that's probably really nice for the summer. I don't lean towards a flowier fabric typically, but I think the stripes help to balance it out, and it is kind of like a relaxed sort of look. And I do like the way the model is styled in this picture because it's with those corduroy pants, so it's a little bit of like a looser, kind of flowier top juxtaposed with a more structured fabric. So I always like to kind of balance my outfits as well. Next up is the Tangent Top by Arohi Palkar. And like I said before, I love a high neckline. I think this is a really simple but slightly elevated tank. It has stripes that go across, not stripes, but ribbing that goes across the shoulder and then carries down across the armhole, and then ribbing on the top and the bottom. So it seems really simplistic, but I love these kinds of tops. I wear them all the time. They are my default type of top, something that is a little bit fitted, simple, high neckline, and I can just wear it with some jeans and style it with whatever I'm feeling on that day. So I like that idea. It is knit in a fingering weight yarn on US size 2.5 needles. The size ranges from 1 to 10 with a 27-inch to 60-inch bust measurement. And it is intended to be worn with 2 to 4 inches of positive ease. Nope, it's of negative ease, and we all knew that by looking at the picture. 2 to 4 inches of negative ease. And that's about it on that one. Moving on to our last, some might call it a pattern. I certainly would. It's the Kirby top. It's by Blue Squirrel Yume. It is knit in a fingering weight with a US size 6 and a US size 2.5 needles. The sizes range from XS to 2XL with an actual bust circumference of 80 to 105 cent. Okay, it says the sizes are recommended for those with an actual bust circumference of 80 to 105 centimeters. And it doesn't say, there's definitely some positive ease in this one, but I'm not seeing a recommendation. So it just goes by whatever your bust size is you would choose. You would choose the size from there. I like this high neckline. I like that it's this mock neck. I like that it's rolled. It's very cute. I was looking at some of the projects in here, and I think they came out really cute. The one thing that I was wondering is, because there's no like hem at the neckline, and so I wonder if you like move in a certain way, if it would like bunch up. So I'm not sure about that. If anyone knows, let me know down below. But otherwise, I think it's a really sweet sort of boxy fit. So again, there's no actual pattern on it, but the literal shape is a box, so it's a geometric shape. So I think that it could suit my style. I would crop it, of course. Give me some water. Cut that one out, editing Tracy. And that's about it. That's what I have for this Ravelry bundle. I will link it down below for anyone who is interested in those patterns. I'll let you know about the book. I'm not feeling great about the book, but I have it, so I'll let you know. But very disappointed at the glance and how non-inclusive it was. So apologies for that, but we live and we learn, and here we are living and also learning. And I don't know what should I do for my next video. Hopefully I'll be done with those shorts. I'm gonna add some elastic in there, and I was thinking of, since I like to go on the Knitting for Olive website a lot, I was thinking of breaking down the colors by season. So like I would break it down into summer, winter, fall, spring. I've named all the seasons, and try and say what category each of the colors of the yarn would be in. Did I mention that it's late? Did I mention that it's so many hours after I started this video? So it's probably the end of the video, is what I'm trying to say. But thank you for watching. I hope this was interesting. And I'm gonna end the video because I don't know how to end a video. I don't, so that's it. Goodbye.